Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at noon. I'm Alexandra Carter. It's set to be a blistering day across the region with heat warnings and advisories across our viewing area. So let's send it right over to meteorologist Art Jarrett for the latest. Yeah, Art, it's hot out there, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. And I saw a lady, I went to the store and I saw a lady who unfortunately leave her mom in the car. She left both doors open, but that is just a major no-no. In fact, it's going to be one of those days where it's going to feel for this afternoon at this time about 100 degrees on your skin. By the time we get into the 7 o'clock hour, it's going to feel like about 106 to 107 degrees on your skin. So please be careful out there. All right, so we've got the heat index. You're seeing it's about 90 to 110 degrees expected for today. That is all areas and for everyone. And you can see across the board here the orange and the magenta as well as in some red. We are holding on to some heat indices as heat is going to be very excruciating for a lot of people. It is an excessive heat warning that is in play, and that will continue into the morning. Now, you want to hydrate, educate, and act, and of course take action. What you're going to see is hydrate, drink plenty of fluids, educate yourself with the local forecast, act if you either catch yourself with a heat illness or you find yourself with symptoms or someone else. And of course, take it easy on yourself. I apologize about that, but what we're looking at current temperatures right now, you're holding on to 80s widespread with the lower 90s already happening. As we continue in, you're going to be seeing Eau Claire looking at least for 90 from the 2 p.m. hour getting to 8 o'clock. It is still 84 degrees out there. And for La Crosse, you're seeing sunshine at 2 p.m., 92 degrees, and 87 at 8 p.m. And rainfall by that time will be in the forecast, and we'll talk about that when I return as well. Back to you.
All right, Art, we'll see you then. Thank you. The first two games of Reedsburg Area High School's football season are canceled after players are accused of harassing members of the Amish community. 9 juveniles from the Reedsburg area are now facing charges of disorderly conduct. According to the Sauk County Sheriff's Office, police were alerted to reports of harassment on August 11th and made contact with the suspected vehicle. In a statement, RAH's principal said they're devastated for the student athletes, especially seniors, facing a now shortened season, and that as a learning institution, they view this as a painful but necessary lesson. Flags are flying half-staff today, you may have noticed, to honor a fallen World War II soldier. Air Force Sergeant and Coulee Region native Jack Holfeld lost his life in World War II. His remains were just recently identified and sent back to Wisconsin for burial. Last week, Governor Tony Evers signed Executive Order number 236, asking flags to fly half-staff today in Holfeld's honor. And after being buried in a common grave in the Philippines for more than 80 years, Sergeant Jack Holfeld was laid to rest at home this morning. Visitation of life was held at St. Patrick Parish in Onalaska. Holfeld survived the brutal Bataan Death March, but died in a Japanese POW camp in the Philippines in 1942. Born in Vernon County and raised in La Crosse and Trumpelos, Holfeld served in the U.S. Army Air Corps. He fought valiantly in the Philippines before his capture. After years of efforts by his family, including his mother Mary and niece Sharon Graw, Sergeant Holfeld's remains were positively identified on May 29th of this year. Summer vacations are coming to an end now, but no one has had a worse trip than Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore. The NASA astronauts were supposed to spend just 8 days in space. Now NASA says they'll be there till February, forced to wait for a SpaceX craft after the Boeing Starliner had a series of problems. Mark Strassman has more on this extended mission.
NASA has decided that Butch and Sunny will return with Crew 9 next February.
NASA's decision switched spaceships and space companies mid-mission.
Ignition.
Back in June, astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams flew to the International Space Station on Boeing Starliner. But now they'll fly home next February in a SpaceX Crew Dragon. Despite Boeing's insistence, Starliner is safe to fly them back.
You know, it's disappointing that they're not coming home on Starliner, but that's okay. It's a test flight.
NASA spent weeks analyzing issues Starliner developed on its flight to the ISS, specifically helium leaks and the overheating of small maneuvering thrusters. That propulsion system's critical to the return flight home, including undocking and the braking burn on the return to Earth. The small engines need to fire hundreds of times to keep the spacecraft in the precise orientation for safe re-entry and on-target touchdown. Instead, Starliner will return uncrewed next month.
There was just too much uncertainty in the prediction of the thrusters.
It was just too much risk with the crew.
In a statement, Boeing said, "We continue to focus first and foremost on the safety of the crew and spacecraft. We are executing the mission as determined by NASA." But NASA's decision is bound to frustrate the legacy aerospace giant in what the space agency admitted was a dramatic change.
So how now do you begin to rebuild that relationship of trust with Boeing?
Oh, I don't think we're rebuilding trust. I think we're looking at the data, and we view the data and the uncertainty that's there differently than Boeing does.
What is certain, Wilmore and Williams will spend another 6 months at the ISS. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Houston.
That is a long time to be stranded in space. Before you pour that lunchtime glass of apple juice, an important recall to tell you about. Hear why Walmart's pulling 10,000 juice boxes off of store shelves when we come back.
Are you in need of a new driveway or parking lot? Call North Central Paving for all your asphalt needs. We specialize in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installation. Call North Central Paving today.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
Injured in a car accident? Don't settle with the insurance company until you've talked with the personal injury law firm of Schwabel, Getz & Sieben.
I always felt that they were pushing for me, advocating for me.
They gave me such a great peace of mind.
Schwabel, Getz & Sieben will fight for you in getting a fair settlement.
They're trustworthy and they always have your best interests in mind.
I would highly recommend them to everybody.
Call the Minnesota personal injury powerhouse Schwabel, Getz & Sieben, representing accident victims for over 50 years.
Looking for the best value in contact lenses? At Stanton Optical, score an annual supply of AccuView Oasis plus a free contact lens eye exam for only $189. The numbers are in. At Stanton Optical, you save a whopping $280. You're not going to find a better deal with the other guys. Now that's what I call value. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
For bow hunters like us, we wait all year with anticipation for that first climb and to get eyes on him. At Shields, our experts share that same passion for the whitetail woods and have a lifetime of experience out here. We're highly trained and spend all year studying and testing new gear to make sure that when the upcoming season finally arrives, you'll be ready. Shields, we're right there with you.
Is your gravel or dirt driveway migrating into your yard? Then it's time to call North Central Paving. Specializing in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installations, North Central Paving can handle all your asphalt needs. Call 608-781-4423 today to get your free estimate.
Welcome back. Walmart is recalling nearly 10,000 cases of apple juice because they may contain harmful levels of inorganic arsenic. The contaminated juice was sold under the Great Value brand in 25 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico. No illnesses have been reported so far. Red Lobster is closing another 23 restaurants as part of the seafood chain's ongoing bankruptcy proceedings. They join more than 100 restaurants Red Lobster closed earlier this summer. After the latest closings, the chain will have about 500 stores left. That's a sharp decline from the 650 it had just last year. Red Lobster is in the process of selling itself to Fortress Credit Corporation. The lender, experienced in restaurant management, recently gave Red Lobster a $100 million loan to help it stay afloat. And Subway is now joining other fast food chains in lowering prices. Starting today, foot-long sandwiches will cost just $6.99. Subway CEO says the new deal means fans can get the sandwiches they crave at a great value. Customers must order through the app or at subway.com to get the deal, and it ends on September 8th. And the jersey that baseball legend Babe Ruth wore in his famous called shot home run fielded more than $24 million at auction over the weekend. That makes it the most expensive sports memorabilia ever sold at auction, according to MLB.com. The famous New York Yankee hit the historic home run in Game 3 of the 1932 World Series against the Chicago Cubs. That wraps up your afternoon consumer news. As we head to break, here is a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Stay with us. More news is next.
Are you struggling to get through the day? Are you experiencing chronic pain, burning, numbness, and tingling in your hands or feet? Pay attention, because you are probably experiencing peripheral neuropathy. The most common symptoms are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, and problems with balance. Neuropathy is treatable, and our office can help. It's time to get real results. Pick up your phone and call us right now. If you're one of the first 25 callers, you'll receive a free nerve damage screening. This nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious nerve damage and if you're qualified for our cutting-edge treatment program to stop the nerve damage. Don't wait until it's too late and your symptoms get so bad that you lose your freedom and are restricted to a wheelchair, walker, or need amputation. Call now to be one of the first 25 callers to receive a free nerve damage screening. Hurry, call now to find out if you qualify for our free nerve damage screening and see how we can change your life. It's time to feel better. Call today.
Turn your collector car into cash. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions is now taking consignments for its fall auction on September 27th and 28th in Winona, Minnesota. Visit RemlingerAuctions.com to consign now and maximize your earnings. Early consigners receive the most exposure to our eager pre-qualified bidders. Reserve your spot today and join the excitement. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions, where every car has a story and every bid is an adventure.
I've achieved some amazing things with this body right here, from Russian records to championship dance moves. But with joint pain, there's no rushing, no dancing, no working, no playing for any of us, and that's not good.
The medical professionals at QC Kinetics help pain caused by arthritis and past injuries using natural solutions, advanced biologic therapies, no surgery or harmful medications.
Who knows what you can do once relief kicks in? QC Kinetics, I still got it.
We know lifting weights at the gym can build muscle, but new research shows it can also improve the health of our body's cells. A study at the University of Bonn found strength training helps clear cellular waste by activating a critical protein called BAG3. The findings could help lead to new therapies for heart failure and nerve diseases. Another new study highlighting how patients are getting different dementia care across the U.S. According to researchers, those who live in Connecticut are 18% more likely to get an Alzheimer's or dementia diagnosis than those who live in Massachusetts. That's because healthcare systems in Connecticut might be doing a better job of screening and diagnosing. Scientists in Berlin, meanwhile, have found a new way to improve the effectiveness of some breast cancer drugs by using the body's internal clock. Circadian rhythm can impact a drug's performance, but the schedule varies from person to person. The researchers used cell cultures from patients to clock when chemotherapy is most effective. Eventually, the technique could be used in customizing treatment for patients. And researchers at Rutgers University have found a protein from parasitic worms can help skin wounds heal. The study in mice found applying the protein on the skin surface speeds up wound closure, inhibits scar tissue formation, and helps regenerate skin and hair. They say the protein is easy to produce, but more study is needed before it can be used in humans. Those were some of the day's top health headlines. Taking a live look outside now from CityCam 8. Art is in next with a look at our hot forecast.
When you're injured in an accident, one mistake could cost you a lot of money.
Nobody knows bikers and the law like Hupy and Abraham.
They know how to get you all the money that you deserve.
It costs nothing for you to contact Hupy and Abraham, and they will never take a fee unless they win your case.
They got me way more than I thought I would get. Hupy and Abraham mean business.
Call Hupy and Abraham right now. Tell the insurance company you mean business.
Drugs, gangs,
and crime are flooding into our communities. But instead of getting tough on the border, Senator Tammy Baldwin supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, including convicted criminals. Criminals like an illegal immigrant with multiple DUI charges who went on to kill a Wisconsin father of 3 while driving drunk again. Tell Senator Tammy Baldwin no amnesty for illegal immigrants, especially criminals. Vote to secure the border.
At Batteries Plus, we know off is not an option. Off means you're late for work or miss a call. Life's busy, you're busy. You need to be on the road, on the water, on the call, or just ready to play on. Batteries Plus has batteries, phone repair, key remote services, and lighting solutions you can rely on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
More lies from Donald Trump. The truth? On Kamala Harris's watch, violent crime went down. Her record as district attorney and attorney general? Locking up child abusers, online predators, and violent offenders, and shutting down international drug cartels. Under Donald Trump, a violent crime wave. And Trump ordered MAGA extremists to kill the bipartisan border security bill. Trump just talks tough. Kamala Harris is tough.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Well, good afternoon to you. Meteorologist Art Jarrett here. I want to give you an overview of what's happening for your day today. An excessive heat warnings in play, and of course it is an alert day, not just once but for 2 different things as well. We'll get into it here with hot and humid conditions today, with the heat indices showing you that it's going to feel like it's 90 to 110 degrees across the area. Yikes, right? And that means all areas, and of course that's going to affect everyone. I'm going to show you here. We also have part 2 here of this. We're looking at this evening and around 8 p.m. all the way to about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, maybe even kind of skirting all the way to the noon hour. You're looking at damaging winds and hail. We're also picking up again, mostly north of I-90. Now, La Crosse will still be in that, so you'll get swiped a couple of times today going into the overnight hours and into possibly tomorrow. That being said, let's take a gander at what's happening. The heat risk for Monday, you can see it. Here we are in Wisconsin. You're holding on to, at least you're looking at some reds or some purples, and you're also looking at the possibility of some orange in there. That means we're going to be very hot and humid as we go through the next few days. These are at least extreme to major to moderate. And as we go into it, by the time we get into Tuesday, just around, say, the overnight hours at midnight, you're going to be seeing it begin to break down. Once we get into sunrise tomorrow, we lose a lot of that heat. We're also getting into at least minor to a little bit less. And then once you go into about 4 o'clock in the afternoon for Tuesday, fingers crossed, by the way, on this one, you're going to be seeing everything begins to back off. We cool down. But what does that mean to you? We know the overview. Well, at noon today, right now where we're in, 87 degrees currently. The heat index, it feels like 100 degrees. So if you're out there, this is going to affect sensitive groups as well as most individuals and everyone. We're all included in this today. We go into 4 p.m., you're looking at 96 degrees. Well, it'll feel like about 106 degrees, and then possibly, or actually I have it at 108. That's what it's supposed to be. And then once you get into 7 p.m., 94 degrees, it'll feel like 103. So yikes, again, it's going to be extremely hot, and it's going to be quite dangerous for a lot of folks. Current temperatures for you right now, 84 to at least 91 degrees out there, and that heat will only get worse once the sun opens up into partly cloudy skies with a little extra sunshine hitting that ground. Temperature change, we're at least, say, 2 to about 11 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. Current dew points are now widespread in the 70s to around the middle 80s, right? Whew. Okay, so we get into this. We are in a slight risk for severe weather. La Crosse, you're in this as well. Everything north, we're also seeing now you're in an enhanced risk. Winona, Eau Claire, that is quite dangerous weather there. Black River Falls, you're kind of splitting the difference between a slight chance and enhanced chance of weather. So that is for damaging wind and hail, okay, that we mentioned before. Not to mention we could see a spin-up tornado. And out of this is what you're looking at. Here it comes about the 8 o'clock hour. Up north, Ladysmith down to Eau Claire, then it kind of sweeps across, hits possibly La Crosse, and working its way eastward and up and out of the area it goes. We get a break. We come back again at 5 a.m. in the morning. Eau Claire, Ladysmith, you're back in the mix. We get back into areas by about sunrise. You're looking at La Crosse in that, in and out of the showers, and maybe a storm where you're going to be seeing more of that heavy rainfall well up to the north. Now that little bow echo right there, you're seeing all that continuing on. Hopefully that gets out of the area quickly and then begins to dissipate, which is going to happen as we go into the 9 o'clock hour or so for tomorrow. This is the rainfall we're expecting, at least 1/4 of an inch all the way up to about maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Here are the zones and who's getting what. As you can see, we're looking at least the possibility of these numbers to be very hot for everybody. But you notice there's no rainfall in this just yet. The rain doesn't come until the evening hours. That being said, we're also going to be picking up the possibility of this heat continuing on through everybody all the way to the evening hours. So it will not let up. So you're going to have to take your time to do things today and take it slow. As we go over the next 8 days, we have again 90s today, 90s tomorrow, and those are the lower 90s, hopefully. Then we'll see that rainfall is again. It's a 30% chance, carrying over to more sunshine on Wednesday with another storm or two, and heading our way with a 60% chance going into Thursday.
All right, good afternoon. To stay inside if you can, right? Definitely stay hydrated no matter what.
That's like my Sunday.
Staying inside. Yeah, I know. You have an excuse to do it today then too.
Keeps telling me to get a pet.
Yes. Good weather for a pet, not really.
Oh, no,
Good weather to stay inside. Coming up, the Beatles' first stage is now an Airbnb. We'll take you inside the historic Liverpool Club where John, Paul, George, and Pete Best got their start, and how you can spend the night tucked into music history.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
Listen, Eric Hovde, Mr. Fancy California banker, I earned my retirement, but you said you would absolutely cut Social Security and even raise the retirement age. Now you want to take away our right to vote? Eric Hovde, you're one heck of a jerk. Will never have my vote. DSCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls presents Slaughter with Quiet Riot. An explosive night of live rock and roll. Friday, October 25th. Slaughter with Quiet Riot. $60 tickets include $15 free rewards play. Slaughter and Quiet Riot together. Friday, October 25th, exclusively at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls.
My day is packed. Client meetings,
patient rounds,
getting kids out the door.
But Eric Hovde thinks all women care about is Hollywood.
It's just deplorable. Sadly, with females, they spend too much time focused on what's going on in Hollywood.
Well, guess what, Eric Hovde?
We know you supported overturning Roe versus Wade.
And we know you'd vote for a national abortion ban, too.
Eric Hovde must think he knows better than us.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
It's International Beatle Week, and fans of the Beatles are celebrating in Liverpool, England. That, of course, the city where it all began. This year, they have a chance to spend the night where the Fab Four partied and played many of their first gigs before they became famous. CBS's Tina Kraus has the story.
The streets of Liverpool, England are teeming with tributes to the Beatles.
Can you see it?
Cheryl and David Rode crossed the pond to check out one of the newest. The Casbah Coffee Club, where the Fab Four performed some of their earliest gigs.
That's the original stage area. That's where John, Paul, George and another guy called Ken Brown opened the Casbah on the 29th of August 1959.
65 years later, the famous club has turned into an Airbnb.
That's a nice one right there.
It is so, yeah.
And David and Cheryl are among the first guests in the Harrison Suite, one of 5 Beatles-themed bedrooms.
We haven't gone Beatles-tastic. We've just given a sprinkle of each Beatle in each suite.
Rogue Best transformed the site with his brother Pete, who was the original Beatles drummer.
The Beatles played there, slept there, partied there. It was unique. There's nothing else like it in the world.
Stars on the ceiling were put up by John, Paul, George and Pete.
The Beatles performed at the Casbah Club more than 40 times.
If there hadn't have been a Casbah, there wouldn't have been a Beatles. It was the starting point. It was where John, Paul, George, Stuart met Pete. The five of them came together to form the original lineup of the Beatles.
And all these years later, new generations of Beatles fans can get back and let it Airbnb. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
The Beatles suites start around $150 a night. Stay with us. We'll have one more check of your forecast when we come back.
Right now, it's the Labor Day sale at Home Furniture. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices, like this counter table and 4 chairs for just $999. Or pay no interest for 3 years during the Labor Day sale, going on now at Home Furniture.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
There's a side of Eric Hovde you might not know. In his 20s, he was diagnosed with MS, and in that moment, his life and priorities changed. Eric started Hovde Homes. Hovde Homes rescue abandoned children from sex trafficking and slavery. For children who never experienced real love, Hovde Homes offer the love, care, and support they need to heal. MS changed Eric's life, and thousands of children are alive today because of it.
Improving your home, improving your life with new entry doors. Few things in your home get the constant use of the entry door. Older entry doors are often hard to open, hard to close, drafty, cold, ugly, insecure, or all of these things, a source of daily misery. Correctly installed entry doors provide a safety and security for your family. They are easy to operate, provide comfort, and say welcome to family and friends. Call or visit the Board Store for a prompt free estimate. Get more for less today and every day. The Board Store.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's fall footwear sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on your favorite brands of fall boots and shoes. Right now, all Skechers are buy one, get one half price. 25% off assorted cat work boots. Plus, find value on quality brands throughout the store, like Centric brake pads, rotors, shoes, and drums, 10% off. Rewards members save 15%. And buy 3 Cooper tires, get 1 free.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now at Home World Rugs, get 15% off area rug sale prices. Discover a stunning array of patterns, sizes, and shapes with expert guidance in every showroom to ensure you find your perfect rug. 15% off area rugs going on now at Home World Rugs.
If we think about it from my college days, I would say human comfort is on blast today. We're going to be seeing temperatures widespread in the 90s with a little sunshine as well. It feels like temperature, look at that, 111 degrees for La Crosse expected. Yeah, wow, I was right. Overnight lows in the 70s. Yeah, that's not fun, man.
No, it's hot. Stay cool out there. Thank you for joining us.